Data is king, but you have to have enough data.
This is The Briefcase from Sutherland Weston Marketing Communications. Quick conversations from everyday observations, delivering practical marketing ideas you can carry with you.
I'm Alton Buzzell. I'm Director of Marketing at Hollywood Casino Bangor.
You said something to me once, and I do not disagree, but I don't think everyone realizes that data is king. Do you say data or data?
I say data.
Data?
But I know a lot of people say data, and that just reminds me of Star Trek. So I don't go there.
Regardless of how you pronounce it, if you're not operating with good information, solid numbers, I don't know where you're going to end up. What's your story?
You never know where you're going to end up if you're not using data. Data is king, in my opinion, and it's what tells you whether or not your actions and your campaigns and your efforts are actually paying off. Our job as marketers is to deliver results, and whatever those results are, having defined results and having a measurable outcome is king. You can't just throw spaghetti against the wall and go, it's working. You got to know it's working, especially if you want to continue selling that idea.
I think you need to know how to measure the data before you say, okay, I'll get the data.
Every successful campaign starts with, what is my outcome, right? What do I want to do? And you've got to have those measurable outcomes and the data to back up where you're going with that.
In radio, it used to be ratings. Then it became, what can I do that will make the phone ring? And there were times when it was, okay, we'll do a remote broadcast. How many people can you draw in? That gave measurable results. How do you find measurable results in your world?
Yeah, I mean, it varies. Your measurable results that you were trying to achieve varied depending on what you were doing, whether it was getting the calls, whether it was getting folks out to the live event. You know, it's no different with what we're doing, right? Are we trying to raise awareness? Well, what does that look like from a metric standpoint? Is that impressions? Is it engagements on social media? Is it CPMs? What are you doing to get that? But simultaneously, if you're trying to drive business to the restaurant, how many people are coming in the door and how many people are reacting to whatever that campaign was to get them in the door?
In the world of Hollywood Casino Hotel and Raceway, when you have an event on the soundstage lounge, do you track data by the number of people that are screaming, "Free bird"?
So we track data, but honestly, we don't always track the number of people, right? Because at the end of the day, we're trying to determine, was the spend worth it? Mm-hmm. We don't ticket for our events. So that's a little bit different than Cross or, our friends at Main Savings Amphitheater, right? They're selling ticketed events. We're not always doing that. We do sometimes, but not on the Soundstage Lounge. And so what we're looking for is, do we see a noticeable uptick in gaming revenue, in bar revenue, in food revenue? We're looking at the ancillaries to see what's coming in from that show and then comparing the data, however you want to say it, to say, okay, during a normal night and this night, was there an increase? We spent this much on the act. Was it worth it?
How do you factor in for the variables? You might have a fantastic idea. We're going to bring a huge band, and then there's a snowstorm.
That's the nature of business in Maine, isn't it? But you got to roll with the punches here, right? And so that's why you can't just rely on one data point. Data is king, but you have to have enough data. One night does not tell you whether an idea, or one example doesn't tell you whether or not the idea is a success or a failure. It tells you one piece of data. You've got to have at least 2 to 3 to understand, is there pattern? The value of data comes from the patterns, and you got to find the patterns in the data. You can't do that with one single data point.
You have been listening to The Briefcase from Sutherland Weston Marketing Communications. Got a question for the Sutherland Weston team? Email us at sutherlandweston.com.